the first period last night, had that excitement that lines were different and Nyes is in that spot and all that. And our boy Samsonov just really took the wind out of things, didn't he? Like, I don't know how you feel about his status as the guy here. I know we'd wanted to you talked about doing a tandem thing or whatever, but boy, that was a tough look last night.
It's hard to imagine that back-to-back games against Tampa Bay can look identical.
Identical. Yanked, Woll goes in, shuts the door, come back. Coop cries, I assume. We haven't got to the clips yet.
Oh, yeah.
So in Tampa, it was 3-1 on 3 out of 4 shots or 3 out of 5.
That's right.
Was that
the first 4 went in?
I think it was 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
And this one, he almost looked identical.
Yeah.
Like, was it Hedman's first goal? The one that tied it up 1-1?
Yeah.
Like, he did not know where his net was.
No.
Like, that's
been
the first
criticism,
sign.
the over pushing.
That's the first sign that Sheldon should have said this might be a short night for him.
Yeah.
When you know, like, again, we're not goalie experts, but I know as a shooter when a guy has his net and when a guy doesn't have a clue where that net is.
No.
And he just
if they had left him in,
overplayed.
It could have been 12-1. Like if they had everything was just going through. Like it was really as bad as he's looked. Like I guess since the last Tampa game, but he was
hate the decision
really,
in retrospect. Hindsight's very easy, but hate the decision that Saturday night wasn't Woll vice versa. Wasn't Samsonov on Saturday night after playing well.
Yeah.
And then giving Woll this game.
Okay, let's go to our first Kyper's Clipper. And while we're on the topic of Samsonov, let's hear from head coach Sheldon Keefe.
You don't like the game, you don't like how it goes, but you have confidence in that he has had nights like this, not just tonight, but even last season, and he has responded. Talk about our team responding today. Sammy's responded. I mean, he's just played a tremendous game for us out in Boston, and let's focus more on that. Feel good about the fact that our team came back here tonight and got 2 points, so it's easier going home, and then just get back to work.
It's great. He's asked about his goalie, and he's like, let's focus more on the fact that we won.
Well, he's really trying hard to protect him, and we know he's a sensitive guy right now.
Yeah. That was quite the tantrum.
So that is clearly Sheldon saying, I need to protect him, and I can't argue that. I can't. At the same time, 2 weeks ago? Just can't let in 3 goals on 4 shots.
Yeah.
I mean, last night would have caused a similar reaction, but based on, I think, the understanding of where he is between his ears right now, it called for Sheldon to pass.
It's funny because you mentioned that he gave him a hard time after the Tampa game last time, and all of a sudden there's articles in the newspaper about his mental health in decline. It's just like, okay, well, that's not the button to push with him. I guess we'll try a different button this time.
Well, it's a little bit of a slippery slope because if there are issues and his head's not on straight, then, the next question is, okay, are you helping him or hurting him here?
Well, you saw them flashing to him after he smashes his helmet on the bench.
Yeah.
They show his face on the bench.
Under normal circumstances, if you're not dealing with someone who may have some issues going on right now, like that's unacceptable.
What?
Okay?
Smashing your helmet?
Yes. Okay, enough. It's no different than a guy coming and breaking his stick on the bench. Okay? Just, you're pulled. It's over. Just be a pro.
Yeah, people feel differently about that. I think I feel the same as you. I think a lot of people say they like the passion. The guy cares. He's emotional. That's a strength of his. I don't know if it is.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, listen, I'm just claiming how I look at it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
Right.
And everybody has their own opinion. But I just think when you're down 4-1, 18 guys don't have to pick up that vibe.
Yeah.
Like, we're in a hole already, man. Just to watch you frustrated. I think, Craig Simpson talked about last night, frustration when they were down, he's like, it's a wasted emotion.
Yeah.
And I think he's absolutely right. And we're going to have him in the next hour. Craig Simpson, of course, former NHLer and Hockey Night in Canada analyst.
By the way, the first time we've had him on the show this year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
Crazy.
we'll get into that for sure. But I thought Craig nailed that part, that it's just no, there's no time for that. And there's no time for that ripple effect on your bench. So again, under normal circumstances, probably be a little bit more critical, but I have to, and probably Sheldon and everyone else has to be a little sensitive on what Samsonov's going through right now.
So what do you think, though, about like where he is for this team? Like, are you worried that he's going to be Skinner Campbell, for lack of a better way to put it?
Man. Okay, well, we're definitely going to talk Jack Campbell at some point throughout the show, more so in our national hour. But, there's a concern right now. For sure, if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs, if you're Brad Treliving, Sheldon, how do we get consistency out of Samsonov, and how do we handle this? And
time.
How many? What does he need?
He
needs to talk to our staff, right? A million people on this staff.
Ask the 1,000 cooks in the kitchen.
1,000 cooks in the kitchen. Or does he need to be just thrown right back out there? Like, what is the answer for them moving forward? I'll tell you what not the answer is.
Okay.
Asking Joseph Woll to be the guy right now and just hold the fort.
That's what I wanted to hear from you. Your thoughts on this?
No, not a big fan of now. Oh, no, we got Joseph Woll. We'll be just fine. Again, I'm going to stay consistent with my thoughts on Matthew Nyes and saying slow and steady wins the race when you're talking about your first NHL year.
Yeah.
And Joseph Woll now, is Joseph Woll ready to take on 45 more games? You want Joseph Woll at 50 games right now?
If I'm answering you the question the way he looks right now, I would say yes is the answer to that
question. Did you
question.
like him on Saturday?
I wouldn't say I hated him, but he wasn't. I mean, he let 5 in, so you can't be too excited about it.
Right.
I just mean, I think to your point, Kyper, that there's a lot of Leaf fans that are probably like, why not just give him the run now? Why not just give him the ball, look the way he looks? But
because there was a game like LA where he looked ordinary.
Yeah.
You're trying to hold a lead last night.
Muffin.
Bit of a bad rebound.
It just snuck through him.
That one. Catch that, please. He did make some good saves last night. It's not a criticism of his overall game.
Right.
Yeah, Buffalo.
Leaky.
And you worry that the more you see him, the more...
You want to build confidence, not based on, a great first round on a Thursday or Friday. You want to get him ready to win Sunday.
Yeah. Let's hear Sheldon on Joseph Woll, clip 4.
Yeah, he made some saves. Didn't let them score. Didn't let them score the next one. And that's really what it's about. When you go in relief like that, you can't let in the next one. That's, one of the harder things in sports coming, certainly in our game, coming off the bench cold, with the pressure of knowing you can't give up the next one. And he was obviously tremendous in that fashion down in Tampa. So I'm sure he's leaning on that to a degree. But another guy that responded beautifully tonight. Was excellent.
Do you know how many times last year Sheldon pulled the goalie for performance-related issues?
Handful?
Two. Yeah. And already 2 this year after 12 games. So
yeah.
Tied with last year.
And we had that was a big complaint for us last year.
He wouldn't
do it.
He left him in.
Yeah, he would never do it.
Yeah.
But this year, the 2 times where he's done it, it's just like, oh, well, obviously had to do it. Like, there was no question. Yeah. And some people thought maybe the 3 may have been quick, but like the goals that go in, last night the goals that go in, it's just obvious hook situations.
Yeah. And, Kucherov, it's coming, and you still can't stop it, and he can't time his big push.
No, you're right. I said this in our group chat yesterday. It was just that he's the most deceptive player in the league, Kucherov. I don't know what he's going to do until it happens. Like, there's no predicting.
Yeah. He is a really unique,
he disguises
looking hockey
everything
player.
He does.
Okay, but it's just not Kucherov. they move the puck
A power
on
play.
the power play, and they disguise everything. Everybody is good at disguising. Point, Hedman,
Stamkos even.
Stamkos,
So true.
they all, there's no tell in what they're doing.
It helps them to have all the ice in the world to work with against the Leafs penalty kill last
So,
night.
This BK's got some issues.
One thing I could tell, for Samsonov is, I get it, buddy. They're really good.
Yeah.
Right? Don't worry. Like that's not
Call him in
being
the
lost.
office. Put your head on my shoulder.
Sammy, that's not being lost in all of this. They're really stinking good on this thing.
I love that. And I was talking on Twitter with people about the yesterday. The other team gets to have some say. They get to do things too. And Kucherov is a special player.
Yeah.